When life hits you like a truck, how do you stay motivated and on track with work? So recently, my grandma fell sick really suddenly, and I basically had to kind of step away from work for a little bit. And having been back for the past few days, I found it really hard to get back on track. And just even, I've been staring at the computer for the past few days and just trying to reply to emails or trying to edit one single video feels like a impossible task for me, and I just endlessly procrastinate, and I don't, I just can't do it. And honestly, this is not the first time it has happened to me. Like whenever a big kind of bad news happen, or just, losing someone in my life, or even just when an opportunity that is big that comes up, but it doesn't actually happen at the end, it can really defeat me, and I kind of just go through this down period where I feel like I'm creatively drained and I just can't be motivated to do any work or even really take care of myself properly. And I think it's a really important thing to talk about, because at the end of the day, life is full of ups and downs, and you can't control it, you can't predict it. It can happen anytime. And so I think, yeah, when things that are unfortunate happens in life, how do you stay on track? How do you be motivated to keep going and just to keep pursuing your dreams? And it is also really difficult when you are a sole trader, when you are a single person running the business, because at the end of the day, there's no one helping you. You have no sick leave, and you don't really have a team to fall back on, right? So you are responsible for everything. You're responsible for the client as well. You have to answer them. And so I think what I've learned from this whole period is that the number one thing to get through it is to just process all the emotions that you need. Take your time, because I think some of us might feel the pressure of, look, I have this much to do, I have a lot of clients to answer to, and just people in general that are waiting for my work, and that I have this little period of time to process all these emotions, the grief, whatever feelings I'm feeling, and that's it. Like, I have to get over it by this date, and I have to keep moving on. But I think that is a really unhealthy mentality to be in, to rush yourself, because I feel like when you're rushing yourself and setting like a solid timeline on this kind of things, it doesn't help, because emotions is another thing you can't really quantify or control. Like, it comes when it comes, and I think it's important to fully process things and to fully sit through with the whole journey and the whole emotion, and yeah, just accept it and just process it in whatever way that helps you. Like, if you need to write things down, if you need to talk to a camera, a voice memo, whatever helps you. I think it is really important to process your emotions fully, and just release everything you need to release before you kind of decide to move on completely, and kind of lock everything up in a box and throw it to the back of your mind. Because I think what happens with that is, down the track, if a similar situation happens, or if another unfortunate event happens and kind of sends you down this downward trend in life, then I think those boxed up kind of emotions and unprocessed grief will pop up again, and it will kind of explode, mixing with all those new emotions and situations you're going through, and so it just becomes this like mountain of emotion and just really negative kind of energy that appears at that one single moment, and it's just getting harder and harder and harder to get through. And yeah, that's why I think it's really important to kind of sit down with yourself and just release whatever you need to release. And I think the second thing to stay motivated is it all comes back to having a really clear goal, dream, and mission in life. Because I think with the mission part as well, I think it kind of has to be beyond yourself. Because at least personally, I feel like if my mission is just all about myself and all about, living the best life for myself only, then I honestly don't feel that motivated to do things because yes, it's great to, live a good life by myself and whatever. But at the end of the day, if my mission involves helping people I care about, people that I love, or my friends, my family, whatever, like just things that are beyond myself that I care about, then I think that is way more meaningful for me, and that is something that kind of goes beyond me. And so when difficult situations happens for me, I have this drive to kind of feel like, look, it's unfortunate whatever happened, but I know that I want to work on my goals and dreams because ultimately that's what I want to leave this world with. And so that to me is meaningful to my life, and that is what I want to kind of dedicate at least this portion of my life to. And I think that is a really important thing to get clear on to help you get through difficult times when it happens. And to be honest, I'm still kind of going through a process of figuring out what my dream and my goals and my mission is in life. Because I do realize that whenever kind of big life events like these happen, when there's life and death involved, or there's just kind of big disappointments or whatever, I think it always kind of brings up this question of what is my purpose, what is my goals, and what is my dream. Because I in a way, I think it is kind of a forced audit of your life, and it's kind of a way for, your life to tell you, hey, like, are you actually on track on what you want to do in the first place, or are you actually living the life you want to live? And I guess just to look at it in a better way, in a more positive way, I think that's kind of life's way of giving you a lesson, or just giving you a reminder of, it might be time for you to just look through what you're doing and just see if you're still aligned with where you want to go, or are you just doing things because it served your past self, or you're doing things for reasons that you're not actually aligned with. And I think the last thing I want to talk about is just to not be afraid of seeking help. Because to be honest, personally, I am really bad at doing that. I'm really bad at reaching out to people. I'm really bad at just asking for help. Whatever reason it is, might just be some sort of unresolved kind of ego, or just fear, maybe, but I'm not sure. So at the end of the day, I think we're all humans and we all need support from time to time. And support can come in many forms. Support can either be like a physical, practical thing where someone is helping you with work, or it can also just be some listening ear, like someone being there that can listen to you, just for you to express yourself and let out whatever things you need to let out. And it doesn't even need to be any advice. It can just be them like hearing you and understanding you. And I think sometimes that is all you need. Sometimes you just need someone to talk to. And yeah, I think what I've learned from this whole kind of situation of, going through the ups and downs in life is that, yes, it is hard to stay motivated, and you kind of have to be clear on your goals and your dreams and your mission in life, because that is what will drive you forward. despite of whatever happens in your life, and it will just, yeah, it will help you push through because you have a good purpose and you have a mission that is beyond yourself, and therefore, yeah, it kind of gives you meaning. And also, I think, whenever you look back, like, I'm sure your loved ones would want you to do that, and they would be happy to see you kind of doing things that will make the world a better place. And I think the other thing is to be okay with taking time to process emotions, and to not avoid feeling things, to not run away, and actually process things. And the last thing is to seek for help, to just, yeah, when you need help, you need help. Just ask for help. There's nothing to be ashamed of, and people are more willing to help than you think. And so this is day 16 of me talking to the camera. Bye.